Welcome to the Talkin Footy VidCast. So I'm going to be your host for the first episode, Jeremy Borzillo. We're going to talk all things footy. We're going to talk about round 18. We're going to talk about the issues of the round and what's going on. And I'm going to let the panelists, aka the people that I've known for about 10 years plus, take over. So we're going to go to A-Russ first. Introduce yourself.
All right, mate. I'm the A-Russ. So yeah, we're just got to be talking about the issues. We always talk about the issues in the group chat, so we just figured we may as well make a vidcast, have a bit of a laugh. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, perfect. And we'll go to Ben next.
What's up? I'm Beej. Call me Ben Richardson, whatever you want. Hawk supporter. Just love banter. Love to start off with these guys. And that's a bit about me. That's a bit about all. And down to Chloe.
Hey guys, I'm Chloe. I'm the token female. No, not really. I've known these boys, yeah, like Jess said, quite a few years. Yeah, we enjoy talking a bit of shit. I'm sick of having to go back through it and catching up on an hour's worth of voice messages on Facebook. Yes. So yeah, here we are.
Yeah, and you know that there's a lot from me about the voice messages. You know, people who know me know I just love a voice message. As well as a couple of others in this group. And yeah, my name's Jeremy. I'm a Carlton supporter. And yeah, we're just going to see how this goes. So, Beej, you got the issues. Let's hear them. What have you got for us?
Issues? I wouldn't say they're issues. I'd say they're topics, Jez.
Sorry, topics.
So I'll start it off. I'll start off with big Elijah Taylor. A big issue right now in the footy world for such a young bloke. A 19, 20-year-old bloke to be breaking COVID rules, first of all, and now being found outside a Western Australian home, which isn't great, now with the WA police and still down by Sydney. So I wouldn't say that's the best. I don't know if there's anyone in the club that was able to help him in situations like that. I feel like there's so many mentors in the Indigenous world to help. But yeah, not too sure what was going through his head at such a young age. But yeah, pretty big issue right now. A lot of the AFL players, not a lot of them, but there's a few of them that are a little bit selfish at the moment. They're playing footy, one of the easiest jobs in the world, earning money for anyway. But yeah, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that. But
yeah, I agree. It's disappointing as well because he literally had Buddy Franklin as his mentor. Like I was reading something that was saying he actually lived with Buddy for a couple of months. So. Then he took Adam Goods' number and was idolising Adam Goods. Then he goes out and does that. So yeah, it's not a good look for the Indigenous community, especially when everyone's trying to stop all this racism and everything that's going on in the Indigenous community. But well, hopefully he'll learn from it. But yeah, he'll probably never play AFL again, which is not good for him. But yeah, hopefully he can get his life back on track.
Yeah, very sad, very sad. Chloe,
yeah, look, it's pretty tough. So as you guys know, on the girls' podcast that I'm on, we've chatted about. Standing down players quite a bit, not only just with the AFL, but with the NFL as well. Yeah. And I think it's been, since you guys have touched on him being a digital, I think it's been really interesting to see how he's been pegged for it. But then I was like, well, why hasn't De Goey been stood down? Why didn't, back in the day, all those St Kilda players get stood down? So I think that's, something that we can't really ignore either. And especially since the AFL has been so hesitant to stand them down, I think it's actually been really interesting. And I actually have to give Sydney credit for actually, growing some balls and saying, you know what, enough is enough. This isn't what our club represents. You're getting stood down. I think that's actually been a really good, strong stance from them, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been... No, you go, Russ.
Sorry, Jez, go on. The Goey's an interesting one because, he comes back and kicks 5 goals. Like, if he wasn't 4 goals, it's set up once. Like, if he's not in the side, they're probably losing and they're not playing finals. So, it's really interesting, but it's complicated. Like, the NRL just stand players down straight away as soon as they do stuff like that. So, I'm not sure I agree with it. I think, there was no such proof that the Goey has really done anything wrong yet. So, I think in that sense, he should be able to play. But, I don't know. Everyone has a lot of different views on it. So,
Yeah, 100%. And I think the AFL not standing him down and the fact that Sydney, as you said, Chloe, actually had the balls and said, well, fuck. He's got in a lot of trouble for a lot of things. So the fact that the Swans and Tom Harley went on the front foot and said, this is not acceptable in the fucking club as a whole.
Yeah.
And the fact that he had a lot of people around him, including Adam Goods, who actually they gave him his number. So you think about that. You think about the type of player obviously Goodsy was. Fuck, there is a lot going on, and I don't think he plays footy. I don't think he plays footy again. Like you look at the
no club will want to pick him up ever again anyway. So he's probably going to go to jail, like Taylor, most likely. So
and we were talking about that. Is that right? He might be done.
Good stuff. Well, let's move on from all that negativity. It's a little bit negativity, but also proud. We got 2 Carlton supporters here, but just going into retirements. Got a few legends retiring. Obviously, me being a Hawthorn supporter, Strats and Puopolo retiring. Been legends for us, and always been contributors to the game for us, which has been good. But I think the one that's hit a lot of people has been Cade Simpson retiring. So, what's your guys' thoughts on that, I guess?
Yeah, a bit sad he's retiring, but he's been a warrior of this club. Like the poor guy's club, we've been pretty shit for about 20 years, and he's been there for the whole 20 years. So good on him. I respect. He's probably the most one of the most respected players in the AFL, for sure. Very underrated player.
Yeah.
Very emotional to see him go. It's literally the year I got my membership, he started playing. So next year when we're hopefully all back at the footy, you're not going to see him there. It's going to be really weird. So it's sad that we can't all go see him play his last game as well. So what's everyone's thoughts on Eddie Betts as well? What do we reckon? Is he retiring? Is he playing on? Should he play on? Should he not play on?
Tough one.
There's nothing that's coming out. Eddie said that he wants an answer. He thinks he should play on, but I don't know. I think I think if Simpson's going, I think Eddie should go as well. He's been a good servant of the club. We all love him. But sometimes you have to end a bit of the sort of romance, and he'll be coaching still at the club next year. I think is good for the Indigenous boys. I think that's really always got to be good for.
Yeah, for sure. I think.
So I reckon. Well, sorry, and then I'll pass to you guys. I reckon Simpson was pushed. I don't think he obviously retired on his own sort of terms. I reckon we're going to try and start to stamp down on all these older guys. And Simpson, I reckon, deserved another contract. I think Daisy Thomas deserved another contract. But that's another, issue for another day. Simpson, fucking great servant to the club, 3rd all time, I think, for the Blues. So in terms of games played, so just head over fucking great player, great bloke from all reports. So it's sad, but I reckon Betts is done as well. I think we're talking obviously about it in amongst ourselves. His family came up, so I think. I think they're.
Yeah, forgot about that one.
Potential.
So I think he might be done based off of that. But what do you reckon about that, Chloe and Beach? What are you guys thinking about? Just retirements.
It's. Sorry, Beach.
It's gonna. We'll fix it. We'll fix this in post.
Well, we need to figure out some sort of secret code for switching, transitioning neatly.
Talk about that.
Look, obviously I can't comment too much on, the Carlton boys, but like you guys have said, Simpson's been huge, even if he was underrated. I think whether Betts will retire or not will be interesting. So obviously we've seen his, family come up and, watching that footage, my ovaries just exploded. It was so cute. But I don't think that they would have come up if he was going to keep playing. So I think that's a pretty good indication he's going to retire. And look, it's sad if he does, but, like I was saying in the group chat, if he retires now, it's a good stage for him. He's not quite at that level yet where everyone's like, nah, he's too slow, he's got to go. He's sort of at look, he could play on, he might not be able to. So I think if he does decide to hang up the boots, it's at a good, nice sweet spot for him. Look, in terms of the Dogs, no hints of retirement yet, because we are a pretty young list. I think if anyone's going to be retiring soon, it might be someone like Dixon, who's sort of starting to climb up on the age bracket. But apart from that, I don't think, at least I can't think off the top of my head who's going to be. Siege.
What's this? Dad, I'm on a voice call. Thanks. Cheers, Dad.
Actually, Beach, mate, this is for you regarding the Hawkers, mate. Sean Burgoyne. Are you happy he's playing on, or you're not happy?
Yeah, look, it's a questionable one. I'm happy he is because I kind of wanted to make it 400, and I think he'll be a very good role model for a lot of our Indigenous boys.
Yeah.
But I guess see how the season plays out. If he gets injured, he might retire just on the spot. I don't know, but I think it's good just to have some experience there. That's for sure. We don't we do have a lot of older players, but as you've seen, a lot of them are starting to retire. So
fair enough.
Sure.
What about the captaincy, mate? Who's gonna captain the Hawkers next year? We've got Sicily starting to ACL, mate. Who's gonna take charge?
If Sicily was not injured, I'd back him in 100%. I feel like you need a bit of a ruthless captain. So I really feel like he would fit the role quite well. But with him being injured, I'm thinking O'Meara might get it. But it's a little bit frustrating. I don't want to talk on it too much because we've got a lot to go. But I feel like as soon as a player gets a captaincy role, their footy goes out the door.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tough. Yeah, it's a good call.
He's not wrong. Yeah,
it's a very hard balance, I think.
Yeah, like other than blokes like Bontempelli is jet, but Cripps is Cripps before his captaincy was a gun. I don't know actually what's happened to him this year. He's had his gun game. He's had his great games, but he's dropped off a considerable amount compared to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking surely he's carrying an injury. Like someone of his caliber, like I can't see him just playing consistently this bad every week without an injury. I guess they'll probably tell us once the season's over that he's probably had problems. He had a scan on his shoulder earlier this week as well, so that already shows that he's been carrying something. But all right, anyway, I think we should probably move on and start previewing round 18. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, great call, Russ. Great
Sounds
call.
good.
All right, so we've got Thursday night. Wow, we've got North. Do we need to discuss this game?
North and Eagles, bro.
North and Eagles.
North and Eagles.
Power win. Oh, North and Eagles.
What? It's still shit either way. It's still going to be dog shit, the game.
I'm not thinking about it. That's how shit it is. I had the power in my head. It's just got to be such a shit game. I don't even know if I'm tuning in. Like, am I tuning in? Like, is it worth it? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
You just move on to Friday. Power win, they get top spot. You move on to Friday night.
Power? It's Eagles.
Lost it. He's lost it.
Lost the plot. This is what ISO does to your kids.
I give up. I'm giving up on this.
Let's just move. Let's just move swiftly past that.
The next game.
Let's just go to the next game. Jerry, talk to us about the Saints GWS big game. Thoughts?
So we got the Saints in 7th position, and by God, have they been mediocre the past 4 weeks, 4 rounds?
Yeah, definitely.
And speaking of mediocre, they bet us, the bloody Giants. I'll tell you something. Oh my God, the Giants. What is going on at that club? Like, is it an issue of the fact that they're just? It's real sort of they're expecting everything to be done. I don't know, but
culture.
Yeah, that's a big issue with that. So the Saints are 7th coming into this round. They can miss the 8 based on the rounds we'll talk. The games we'll talk about further. The Giants coming in 10th. I'm going to tip the Giants, and why I'm tipping them is purely just it's going to be funny to see the Saints fuck up. Even though I do have people that go for the Saints, I do like, but
bleep that. Sorry.
Does Caniglio come back, Jez? Is he getting picked this week?
Well, I don't know why he got dropped. That's a whole.
I know he's been out of form, but I think it was a shit time to send a statement in such an important game that they had to win. Like they made 8 changes, which was just. I know that's a sign for me. The club's not doing very well at the moment. Obviously, not running very well. Like something's going on. Like even if they win, they're probably not going to make the 8 anyway. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see all these changes in the off-season as well because they've still got to sign Cameron and Zach Williams. So, yeah, it will be interesting.
Chloe and Beach, what do you guys reckon?
Look, it's going to be a really interesting game. I think Canelio is definitely coming back this week. Like we've been talking about quite a bit this week. It was a really strange time to make a call like that. And then, of course, we've had articles coming out about how, that all the players are getting a spray, if you don't want to be here, just get out sort of thing. So, yes, I think there's quite a bit going on behind the scenes there. I think it'll be interesting to see whether the Saints recall Hanbury. So we know he's only played 10 games out of the last 2 seasons after coming over from Sydney. Saints haven't been the sharpest lately, so I think see if they take a risk by bringing him into the side will be really interesting. But I'm tipping GWS to win just because I reckon they'll want to be proving a point.
Yeah, I agree. I think Giants will win as well. I've got that feeling they're going to get up. So Saints,
as much as I hate them,
finals, I reckon.
I'll throw a curveball in there. I reckon the Saints might get up here.
I would very much love that.
I think people had their expectations a bit too high about the Saints halfway through the year. So I think they sort of expected more of them. So I think they're a mediocre team. They're not that good.
They did start the season really well, but I feel like I know they've had a quiet 4 months, but I feel like the greatest coach of all time, Brett Ratton, can bring them back to their senses and get them into finals. Unlike what Carlton did and got rid of him. So I think the Saints will be up to prove. I think it'll be a very close game. And I think it comes down to the 2 ruckmen, Ryder and Marshall. I feel like if they have an influence on the game, then they'll dominate. So, because they've shown that when they're up and about, they are one of the best teams in the comp, especially with them 2 firing.
Yeah, exactly. So, especially GWS having no ruckman. They've only got Mumford, can't really do anything. So
could have had Grundy according to Sheedy, but oh well.
Yeah, how spicy was that?
Yeah, I know that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a talk for another day, I guess.
Yeah,
that's true. I could go on for like 20 minutes about that.
Don't worry.
Next week, Russ. Next week. Hours. We're getting on it.
We got the D's versus Dons, another close game.
This one's just full of close games. Let's be real.
It is.
Holy shit.
You actually don't know who's going to finish 7th, 8th.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It makes it more exciting. It makes you actually want to watch the footy. Teams are got to be resting stars, which is good. So
that is true. I think the D's will get up pretty comfortably here. I think the culture at Essendon, a lot of the players just a bit down at the moment. A lot of players don't really want to be there. So I think Melbourne again, mediocre team. They've had their ups and they've had their downs, but if Petrarca, Oliver, and Gawn and Viney are all on, there's no chance Essendon will beat them.
Yeah, that's right. Essendon's playing so bad lately. I can't see Melbourne not winning this one comfortably. I think if Saints lose, Melbourne will win comfortably and Melbourne will be in finals. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I think also Matty Lloyd, I reckon Essendon would be better off getting him down to the club in some sort of capacity or just reaching out to him because he's the only one who actually gives a fuck about, cares. I don't know. We're allowed to swear.
Yes, just swear.
We might have to bleep it.
My heart, my soul. You're so wholesome.
Anyways, I think Lloydie doesn't give a fuck now and he's just going to call them out. And I reckon he's justified because, like you said, Beach, so we'll also like you guys said, Worsfold went on 12 months too long, and I reckon you could just give it to Ratton. And Ratton's not a super coach. He might not be the Messiah. So they're like making out as if it's a fucking.
You're speaking about the wrong coach, mate. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying they're going to get Ratton back in.
Yeah, you said Ratton.
Oh, Ratton. Ah.
That's why I was laughing.
Oh, sorry. Ratton, sorry. But I reckon Essendon, there's a lot of things behind the Force that they need to sort of get better at. So anyways, go the Ds.
Yeah, absolutely. Not much that's what you boys have said already. Yeah, hopefully Melbourne get up. I feel like, the club and their supporters kind of deserve to win this one and, actually make the 8 and hopefully not choke. So, but it'll be an interesting one to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure is. You got the Crows and Tigers next game. I think the Tigers will get up. Even though Adelaide's had a very, very good last month, they are rolling along. But I think just the experience of Richmond are probably too far better than what Adelaide have to throw at them. But it depends. If Richmond rest players, knowing they're going to make finals, but I feel like Richmond really want to consolidate that top 4 spot. So I really feel like they'll come out and probably destroy them quite comfortably.
Yeah, agree, mate. Richmond win comfortably. Also, speaking of Adelaide, what's our thoughts on Lockie Shoal not getting the Rising Star?
Oh,
Texan Walker,
Texan Walker, a bit
not
salty.
happy.
not happy
Not
at
happy.
all.
Not happy at all. Yeah, I mean, I think we all talking in the chat. We all had a few different opinions on this. I think Lockie Shoal's game he was probably best on ground and he didn't get Rising Star. So I think he was a bit stiff. But
Kind of reminds me of when C Judd had 3 goals and 30 plus and got no votes at the Brownlow. So I think he probably deserved it. But yeah, Quain has had a good year as well. So I don't even know what's going on with the AFL at the moment. So.
Oh, who knows, mate? They're always
That's another
changing their mind what they want to do.
That's a topic for another day.
Talk another day. Oh, geez.
Next week.
That's another whole 2-hour special, mate.
Good, I like that.
But yeah, are we all back in the Tigers in? I think we are.
Yeah, very comfortably. It'd be good fun to see an Adelaide upset just for the men. But I think they're going to get rickrolled.
Yeah, nice. Got the Blue Baggers and the Lions next up. Jerry Russ, hit us up.
Danger game here.
No good. This is no good. The only positive is Brisbane has second spot sewn up, I think, haven't they? Am I correct? Have they sewn up second spot?
Yeah.
So they might rest the players. They might not try and they might keep it half close.
Yeah.
I think Carlton will do Carlton things and they'll be competitive and then they'll just have a respectable loss as we always do.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit over it after last week's loss. But yeah, keen to farewell Simo and probably Betts and move on to 2021.
Yeah, and that's where fucking the Carlton Brisbane game from last week and Hornsey having a pot shot at us and that was fun. But I don't know if Hornsey has more than 2 mates, and I saw that on Twitter, so that's not me saying it. But apparently you can't share people off in their last game. So
yeah, mate.
mate,
I don't.
just
two best mates that they were literally his groom for the wedding, and people are having a go for cheering him off. Like, who cares? It's just footy. Like, it's just a game. Like at the end of the day.
And his career's done. He's done.
Even still, I don't understand why people are anything but supportive. I mean, you know what? Putting aside that the fact, they are super close, like they were his grooves and whatever, it's just a beautiful show of sportsmanship. What is so fucking wrong with that? Seriously, do we have to piss on everything like good and nice just because it's a different team? Like he gave so many good years to Carlton. They're showing respect for that. Like, I can't. And that's as a neutral supporter, and I'm getting this side up about it.
He only literally left because his family was up in Adelaide. Like, that's the only reason why I wanted to go up there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which is completely understandable.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, Lions probably by about 5
goals. Lions smack us, and we just move on, and we just go, look, great career, Kate Simpson, and see you later.
Saturday night should have been about Saturday 4:40, but anyway, what are you doing? 4:40. Anyway,
I rate that comment. Just see you later, boys. 5:10. You know what's going on. Getting the L.
That time slot's disgusting.
So bad.
We got the Hawks and Gold Coast next up. I'll start us off. I actually think we'll win this game. Could be our second win away from Melbourne. We've been absolutely atrocious this year, but I genuinely think
that's a terrible stat.
I think we might get up. And if we don't, we're a lock for a top 3 pick. So either way, it's a win-win. So
yeah, let's be honest, it's a real nothing sort of game. Yeah. Doesn't mean anything. Just real sort of check the score, maybe watch the highlights and move on.
Yeah.
What do you reckon about that, Chloe? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
We'll just go around table.
Yeah, look, I reckon it's going to be, it'll just be like a fun game to watch. I think it'll be interesting to watch like the battle of the young guns sort of going on. So I think both teams are kind of going to be playing a lot of up and comers. So I think it'll be good to watch just from that perspective. Like the Suns had quite a few slip ups that ended up costing them against the Pies, but they were pretty competitive. So I think it'll be, more of an interesting game than you'd first think.
Yeah, I reckon the Hawks get up though. I rate the Hawks in this game. I reckon they'll do it for the boys, the Strats and I reckon they'll do it for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I got the Sydney and the Cats next up. Again, a bit of a nothing game. Cats have locked up top 2. I think they've locked up top 2. But I don't know. I reckon Sydney's another team that had a really good last month. And I feel like they might bring it to the Cats if they rest a few players, but I doubt it with Ablett coming back out of quarantine. But yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
Who do we reckon? Who's going out for Ablett? Like who's jumping out of the side? I'm not really sure.
Oh,
I don't know, honestly.
I'm not sure. Like they're all sort of playing their role. It's probably going to be what's that guy's name? Close, I think. Is that his name? Close.
Yeah. No, you might be right.
Close.
he might be one. Yeah, because
Probably.
all these Menengola, Guthrie, they're all fucking playing their best footy. So yeah. Menengola is very underrated.
He's very underrated. Yeah.
That's a topic, underrated footballers. But I reckon, yeah.
Write these down.
Yeah, the Cats get up. The Cats do it. Ablett comes back. He'll kick a couple, I reckon, and get around him. Ablett and get around him.
All right, so moving on to the Freos and the Dogs. Chloe, you can kick us off.
Oh my God, this game is going to be absolutely huge. Like, I'm telling you now, I can't wait to, check my heart rate after this game. I reckon it's going to be through the absolute roof. So look, on paper, Dogs should be right, but it's going to be such a tough one. I mean, if we're looking at both teams and the wins that they've had against top 8 sides, you're really picking straws here. I mean, like, so Freo beat Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. They comfortably, wiped out North, but, they beat St Kilda back in round 6, Collingwood in round 9. And then the Dogs, we had a huge win over West Coast a couple of weeks ago. We just barely lost to Geelong, also beat Melbourne. So, yeah, it's just going to be a real grueling game, I think. Obviously, us losing the clean sucks, and I think that's going to hurt us a little bit. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I've got faith that we'll come away with the W, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a huge match.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I reckon it's 50-50, probably 60-40 Dogs, but I don't know. Freo's game style is just improving every week.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure. I think Freo's a big chance. To me, it won't be a massive upset if Freo win. I think should be a good game, but Dogs should win, more on the line, obviously. So if they want to be a good side, I'd expect the Dogs to still get up.
Yeah, I've got the Dogs. I reckon they just win. If they don't win, well, yeah, there's a bit there. But I reckon you could even say Justin Longmuir as well is one pretty much. It's a hard sell for this, but I reckon he'd be up there with Coach of the Year. I think in terms of what he's done with the Freo list, I reckon you could probably put him up there.
For sure.
And of course,
that's fair.
as much as I don't like Ken Hinkley, the power, but you could say he's got them up to first position as well. So yeah, but I reckon the Dogs do it, and yeah, they just go on the finals, and we'll see what happens in there.
Yeah, I think the Dogs, same as us, 60-40. Yeah, I think I've said it before. I think it comes down to big old Timmy English. If Timmy English dominates the Dogs midfield, and that usually get on top. So saw that pretty comprehensively last week against the Hawks. But I feel like every time he's had a really, really good game, they've dominated quite well. So yeah, I got the Dogs.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
And then we move on to Port versus Pies.
So it's Big Mason Cox. Had to say it before the preview. Had to say it. What was he doing last week? What was he doing?
What was
he took last week? It defies gravity. How he took that bounce and kicked that goal last week. Then the cocky celebration. We don't love that cocky celebration. I don't love it. Mate. He did it against the Lions as well. He's got to find right time, right place. He's celebrating against the Lions when they're down. Probably it was okay against Gold Coast because they're winning, but mate, you're not that good. So just settle down a bit, mate. Just play your game. You've had one good game. Relax.
He did a bit of this action. He did this. The fucking Lions. It's beating you. And he takes a bounce and he kicks a goal. And he's doing a bit of this. It's mate, you've kicked the goal against the fucking Suns. You took a regulation mark. Like, oh, you're so good. And then he's doing a bit of this, a bit of the chest out sort of action. Like, mate, you've done nothing. What have you done? You're in and out of games, mate. That being said, though, it's going to be interesting to see what happens Monday night. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced on the power of all the pies. So
Of course
I don't know.
not, but yeah, Russ, we've got a con with our friend Matty Rolls, who will be a guest on this vidcast, and he'll come in. But Port win. They do it. They just win. They're a quality lineup. Charlie Dixon. I reckon Charlie Dixon versus Darcy Moore would be a good matchup as well. I reckon.
Great matchup.
That'd be it. We'll see how Charlie Dixon goes against one of the premier full-backs or backmen.
Yeah.
But I reckon Port have just got a lot. The Pies are running. Oh, I don't want to say they're running on empty, but it's sort of a case of when they're in there, it's sort of making up the numbers a little bit. I hate saying that because I don't mind their lineup, but yeah, I reckon Port win. Would Beach, Chloe, what do you guys reckon?
I was waiting for Beach.
There you go.
I thought,
That's right.
first last time
We're going to suss out this language.
We'll suss it.
Yeah,
We'll suss
definitely.
it.
Right.
Yeah, look, I think this one could actually have quite a bit of potential to be a pretty tight game, honestly. Like, I've always said, especially in the last few rounds, look, if you can shut down Dixon, you basically shut down Port. So I think if the Collingwood backline keep him quiet, I reckon, Pies could come away with a sneaky win. But, if they don't do that, then I think Port are going to run right over him. So, yeah, it just depends, what team rocks up on the day, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Port by it'll be close-ish. I think Port by about 3 goals. So
Yeah, I'm with Ben there. I reckon Port by a couple of goals. Like, not convinced on the power, but yeah, we'll see how they go in finals. Like, they've obviously got a home final, so yeah, we'll see how they go.
yeah, and moving on to that, Russ, quite swiftly. Predictions for finals. Where do people finish up? Who plays each other? It's going to wrap up on that. So we've got 6 minutes to do it. So let's go.
Yeah, so we got the power on top, I'd say. Maybe I'll do top 4, then someone else can jump in and do 5 to 8. I reckon top power. Second, obviously, Lions. I'm pretty sure Richmond's third from memory. I think they'll stay third. They'll win. Geelong win, they stay fourth. So, yeah, all the top 4 will win this round and the positions will stay the same, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah, so I reckon Eagles will go 5th. And then it's a fucking lottery. Like, the Pies 6. And then 7th and 8th are going to be. And then 7th and 8th, you can put any number of teams who I reckon will make it. Or, okay, so for 6th, I've got obviously the Pies. 7th. I reckon. All right, so I reckon the Dogs win. So I don't know if they can go to 7th.
We can go to 6, actually, if we win.
You know, 6, all right.
Depending on results, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say that 7th and 8th are going to be... It's going to be hard. Dogs, and I reckon Melbourne. I reckon Melbourne sneak in there. I reckon the Saints lose.
Yeah, actually. I
So,
Melbourne sneaks in. Melbourne sneaks in, yeah. But then, unfortunately, they have to travel to Perth and they'll lose by about 10 goals in the first
Yeah, exactly. They're fucked either way. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, look, whoever finishes 8th is regardless fucked. Whoever finishes 8th is regardless fucked. So...
That's what's fucked. They're going to play final in fucking Perth. Like, if you're 8th, you're a sitting duck. Like...
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Jesus. That's
like, even though Eagles have injuries, like, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's in Perth. You get stacked.
Yeah.
I'd love to see GWS Bulldogs finish 7th, 8th just to take the piss out of St Kilda and Melbourne for being shit again. So,
that'd be very sad.
Like, St Kilda picked up all these people in the off season, flying, playing nobody, beating everyone, and you're not going to make finals. Like, that's shit house. And Melbourne are just... I remember when they handed out AFL records in, I don't even know what year it was, saying they were making finals and they missed out. But I'd love to see St Kilda and Melbourne miss it, but I think it'll be 7th, 8th would be Bulldogs, Melbourne.
Yeah, fair enough.
So do I, honestly. And like, I have to feel for Melbourne supporters. I feel like they're kind of like one of the teams. Like, we had like the Bulldogs, till their drought back in 2016. Then we had Richmond after them. So I kind of feel like Melbourne should be working towards being next in line. So I do want to see them make finals. I feel like, the club and the players deserve it. But whether they do or not is in their hands because, unfortunately, as much as, I feel like we all can kind of get behind Melbourne. They're a bit of an inconsistent side, to say the least. But hey, who am I to talk seriously? I mean, like, dogs can basically be found in the dictionary next to that word. But it's going to be very interesting last round, a pretty interesting series, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
All right, I reckon we can wrap it up there. I reckon. I think it's about time.
Jerry, wrap us up. Let's go.
Yeah, so guys, if you like this, this is the pilot of Talkin Footy. We're the superior Talkin Footy. The other Talkin Footy was dog shit. That's why we've come in to solve problems. We're going to put this, we're just going to shop it around. We're going to see if people like it. So, and then we'll try and get sort of a going on. We're going to try and have us four and or an amalgamation of these four are going to come in and, just discuss issues. We're going to probably, what do you guys reckon, VidCast, next week after the round 18, and we'll just discuss the season.
Maybe Tuesday or something, straight after the round.
Yeah.
We're pretty much sick of posting voice memos in our group chat.
That's literally the reason.
It's just our way to cleanse ourselves.
And because we're all fucking, 24, 25, 26, males, females, whites. We have to do a podcast and or VidCast and or some sort of thing like that. So we're coming in here and just doing that sort of stuff. So if you like it, just let us know.